Hello once again everybody, welcome back to Satisfactory, and as you can see we've done some work with assemblers. It's not as much work as I had hoped. Basically I've had other things to do since the last video. I haven't had an awful lot of time to actually get as far along this as I had hoped. All of these down here are just empty shells at the moment, but you'll see why they look like that in a moment. So this one, reinforced iron plates. This is all finished, and it's running manually for now. I haven't hooked up the automatic input. All I've done is hook up the manual input, but that has been running very nicely. Obviously it's taken all the plates I've given it so far. It's the screws that are still going in, but we've made a few. The capacity of this whole building itself is going to be 150 per minute, which means that we've got 50 per floor. Basically I've been using I'm starting to use blueprints a bit more in my in my buildings. So this corner here is a blueprint. It includes the sign on the side, the containers. They're all walled in now, and we've got the little support structure in the middle, the beam. Then these bits at the back, they're exactly the same. Exactly the same blueprint. It's just flipped. And you've got the input one over here, which includes the big sign there and the power switch. So I've done the blueprint of the corners all the way down there. I did this one just to get the design right. The stairs are now a blueprint. They work nicely now. Mainly because I've added the floor to the blueprint, which gives me something to snap to. So that works quite well. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how the blueprints work with this, which is going to be my Rotor factory. I've left this clear just so that we can see what it's like. So in each corner you put a 2x2 for foundations. You don't really need to put any more. You'll have to fill in them later, but it's just quicker to do this. Just had to go away and deal with something there. Now, blueprints. I've got them on this one. Right, so that's the left input. Why did I call it left input? Yeah, oh yes, of course. It's on, when you look at it from outside, it's on the left. So that just goes there. That's the right output. It's fairly easy to line up. Just be careful because it takes a lot of time to dismantle afterwards if you get it wrong. That corner there. That corner there. Those green lines do help. And there we go. What we then need are... Right, that one. It's always a case of trying to find the right... the right hotbar. Oh, dearie me. Right, where are we now? Here we are. So, when it comes to these, I've realised that having the top wasn't the right thing. If you remember, we had this one, and then we had this one, and then we had another one which had the top where it just linked with the top floor of this. Yeah, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. So this is the one for if the door is on the other side, which is why I created the left version. So you just got to get it just in the right place. There. So that's your first floor. And then you can do your second floor like that. And then you switch to the single platform thing for your top floor. Come on. Get in there. Oh, almost had it. It's tricky getting these lined up, but it's possible. And that's the thing. There you go. 4 floors, all put in, all lined up. Lovely. I mean, yes, they need extending on the sides, but that's pretty much it for the blueprints. Switch back to number 5 on this, and then we'll fill in some of the floors. We'll leave that space there empty for now, because we'll want to get the wiring in first, and we'll need somewhere to get downstairs. So yeah, we can get rid of that. I'll deal with the wiring first, I think. Just hover underneath, wire the switch up. And there we go. So this can now go into the middle of this one. All the way underneath. Oh, yeah, you do need that one there, don't you? Oh dear. Well, we'll remove that one instead. There we are. Right, back over here. Click that. Come under here. And then we need to hook this up to... Where are we now? Oh no, that's not the middle, is it? I'm remembering now. I'm remembering now. Back over here. Do this again. Where am I hooked onto? Right, I'm hooked onto that one. Okay, fine. As I said in the last video, it's disorienting when you're flying around and it suddenly decides to autosave on you. So we just need to do that, just so that we've got somewhere to put our cable hookup. Wall outlet, that's what I'm looking for. So just like that one over there. We can fill in the rest of the wall later, that's perfectly fine. So our power's hooked up, apart from hooking it up to the main grid. But that's not too much of a problem. What we'll do is we'll bring that into the middle of this platform, all the way over here. See, what I really should have done is I'll redo the power for this one, I think. What you've got there, that comes there. These are all in line anyway, so you might as well. What I did with this one was I just took it straight across, so I didn't dogleg it into the middle. Like that, but anyway, they're both hooked up nicely now. We'll still leave this open so that we can get at the bottom over here. So of course you've got to put your floor holes in place. This is where we need to remind ourselves just what we're doing over here. So the rods, we just need the Fast Mark 1 belt. Screws, we need a Fast Mark 3, and the rotors, we need a Fast Mark 1, so that should be fairly easy. There's a whole lot of numbers on this sign when I was working things out. But that's basically all I need to know now that I've designed the speed of things. So we'll put these over here. How did we lay them out before? Okay, that's in line with the far edge of the window like that. So one there, and then we need 4 over here, like that. Now we can start putting things in. So I haven't really decided which way around I want these. Over there I did it in a way that lined up with the way I'm thinking of running things. What do we need? Rods and screws. Right, yes. So that's going to be pretty much the same way round as I did it over here. So, where were screws? Screws should be in the corner, I seem to remember. Yes, yes it was. So it'd be screws, again in the corner, so that's the Mark III we need for that one. So put the Mark II one here. Make sure that's the right way around. Mark III in that one. Then we've got Mark IIIs coming out of here. Mark IIs there. I'll remove something here just so that we can get down again. Right. Mark II on that one. Mark III on that one. We're not going to hook up the others just yet. So Mark III there. Mark II there. We're not going to hook those ones up just yet. So move that one there as much as possible. But it there, I can't remember. I can't remember where I did it over here. It wasn't quite as far across as it really needed to be. No, there, come on. Get you round. Like that. Or, no, it was straight, like that. We'll run this one all the way down. We'll put you there. And then do a little angle there just to get everything in line. Mark II on this one then. I see, the thing is... Oh, that works on that one. It didn't line up properly when I did that over there. That is interesting. I had to bring it forward a bit because it wouldn't go through properly. That is interesting. Oh well, it's working. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain at all. So bring that there, back to click so that we can whiz that in there. Okay, now then, let's work on the output. That's the right way round. It's a Mark I. Wait a minute. I've done all of those on Mark IIs, haven't I? Rats. Let me just check. Yeah, rods, Mark I. It's because I was remembering the other one, and that was Mark IIs, where I'd had the Mark Is here. Never mind. Never mind. It's a matter of seconds to fix it. There we go. Now, that is a Mark I, isn't it? What is going on with that? The back end of that didn't look right at all. No, it is supposed to have that bit there. Strange. Anyway, these ones here will go in. Like that. Come on. Down we go. There we are. No, I haven't done the other end yet. I've made that mistake before. I've put the... I've done that end. I've started pulling out the conveyor belt. But I haven't got anything to attach it to at the other end. And I'm out of plates. Of course I am. See, the problem is I've got used to having enough on me at all times. So it's quite rare for me to run out of anything now. It's a good feeling, but it's annoying when it happens. Right, that's everything hooked up down here. We should not need to come back down here again. I'm flying through a wall. Fill that hole in, fill that hole in. Right, now then. Do excuse me. Right, so what we need is we need the 2 splitters underneath. I remember, because I've just finished doing that one, that it's 10 meters. There we are. Which way round are we now? That's in that end. Right, that's fine. That is fine. We need it right slap bang in the middle. And nudge this way a bit. There we are. I'm still trying to figure out... It's right in the middle of that one. And there. See, the thing is, when I've put one down, and it wants to rotate this one. I don't know why it doesn't keep that one in the same direction. Go to 10 meters, there we are. And that's that end. Lovely. And now we've just got to deal with all the splitters. So it's 3 floors. Rotate that round like that. Line that up there. 1, 2, and then another one on top. It's exactly the same over here, except you need to be quite careful in doing 2 separate groups. Because if you put it there, it'll all be the same group. But put it there, it's exactly the same location, but it's not snapped to... It's not snapped to that group. Right, so Mark 1 belt there. Mark 3 belt. Come on, where are you? There. And then a Mark 1 belt on the output over here. And now we need to... Alright, this is where things are going to get a little bit difficult, because the screws, I think, are 1,000 per floor. So, what do we need for 1,000? Yeah, we need a Mark II conveyor for the fast one there. So that one back 2, up 1, and that can go in there. And back a bit, there we are. In that one, and then we can pull this one in exactly the same way. But that needs to go up 2, so that we can get it in that top one there. Okay, we're all fine. Now we just finish this floor. Put the conveyor holes in, and then wire everything up. It's still a fair amount of work to do, so I will see you in a moment. Okay then, I thought I'd just pop back in just to explain a few things. So these are, of course, on the borders between the 2 foundations, and there's a whole foundation between the 2. So yeah, it's a bit trickier than the other ones, which are exactly 1 foundation apart, but it's not too difficult either. When it comes to the other side, we can kind of see what's going on here. So that one's in line, so it's essentially the one on the other side is in slap bang in the middle of those 2. So you look over here, we put it just about there, I think it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we put those up against the middle line, and we make sure that we're on either side of the output floor hole. I keep thinking the middle is the input, but that's for the constructors over there. So anyway, now that you've got your spacings down, you can just dump these down pretty quickly. There we go. That only took me about a couple of minutes. It's a couple of minutes that you didn't need to watch, but still. Let's grab the assemblers to put them in. So that's like that. It helps that it lines up with the ones we've already put in. So in the middle, we just double check that that's in perfect position. And then just add a few more and they'll snap into place. But we need some more cable. Oh, I keep saying, don't I, that I hate it when I run out of stuff. Yeah, I hate it when I run out of stuff in the middle of something, but there we go. I try not to take too much at once because I need a lot of different things to build. Anyway, that's those done. What we can do fairly quickly now is just hook up all of the assemblers. Anyway, this sort of thing you've seen all many times before. Just Mark 1, ordinary, vanilla, Mark 1, conveyor lifts. The only problem with these is that we haven't got an awful lot of room downstairs now. I keep running into those walls. Yeah, we haven't got an awful lot of room down here now. So, is that hooked up or is... Oh, it's auto-saving again. Come on. Is that hooked up or is that hooked up? It's that one. If you do it when it's like that, it sticks through the floor. So, the inputs are obviously going to be a bit trickier because we've got more stuff coming through on this one. That, of course, is Mark II belt. We've got 1,000 of these per floor. So it's Mark II belt. It's... We need to use a fast belt for these I keep calling them constructors. If we have a look at the Rotor recipe, you need 100 per minute. So you need the Mark II, the vanilla Mark II belt for these. It's just something you need to bear in mind when you're planning things. So it's the top one. I prefer having the bottom one be further away. So the bottom one is further away from our entrance. So it's the closer one to the entrance. So we need the Mark II on this one. And they're the wrong way around, aren't they? Yes, they are. Oh well, never mind. That happens. There. So just put the Mark IIs in here. This does make this step a little trickier. Because you can't just run down the whole column and add all of them at the same time. And now we just put the conveyor belts in. But yeah, you don't need to see that. Okay, they're all set up now. I haven't put the recipes in. I'll do that a little bit later. Because we've still got to do the... We've still got to do the conveyor lifts and belts downstairs. So, let's go. Remember, we need that one there needs to be a Mark II. So we'll do the Mark Is first. They come all the way down to the ground. And time to put these ones in. Just make sure that we come down the right distance. So that we line up with the output on the splitters. And now it's time for the belts. So yes. Unfortunately, it's exactly the same thing. You've got to do one before the other rather than doing both at the same time. Because otherwise you get a bit confused if you're trying to do two different things at the same time. And there we are. They're these are by far the best I can make them. It's a bit weird having them go off at odd angles like that. But that's perfectly fine, I think. That looks fine. It's not spaghetti. It's consistent. It's symmetrical. It looks perfectly fine to me. So, we just need to add the recipes to these things. Oh yeah, the area actions doesn't seem to work very well here. it gets caught up on stuff. Alright, fine. Just clear. Clear it. So make sure you're above it. That's in the right place. Lovely. I had this problem earlier. I think it sort of clips onto the edge of something. I'm not entirely sure what. But it doesn't go in the right place. It doesn't go where you're pointing. Unless you're like flying right above it. Anyway, that's fine. So we can set the recipe of these to rotors. There we go. All 10 assemblers. Clear the selection and there we go. The only thing we need to do is do those signs there. Do those signs there. And that one up there. And put a little title thingy on there as well. But we can do that in a moment once we've grabbed some resources. I can't remember the balance of resources, actually. I've got a load of those on board anyway. I can't remember. I'll just grab a couple of stacks. 4 stacks of those. Plenty of stacks of these. I'll grab a whole row, I think. It's fine. It's fine. As I said, I'll come back and I'll hook everything up for automated production later. So those go in there. Those go in there, but I'll grab a couple of stacks back. Alright, they're filling up. There we go. There's the rods. Look at that. Look at that. That's ridiculous. Anyway, nip out here. We shall rename this to rotors. As we always do. And then we'll turn the power on. So I can't remember offhand how many these make. That's 4 per minute. Lovely. So we'll be making 4 rotors per minute. It will of course take some time. So yeah, we've got plenty of materials coming in. It's coming in perfectly fast enough to go from one straight to the other and maintain our so where are they now? They should be coming through. Oh, there we go. Ah, dear. Only 5 coming through at once? Are they really coming through on one side and then on the other side? Are we out of sync? So that is kind of annoying. But there we go. They're coming through. They're coming through and that's what matters. It's working. I shall obviously see if things start to back up. So that's usually a sign. If conveyor belts start to back up, then you know that something's not been hooked up right. But anyway, that's all that done. Fantastic. The blueprints helped a lot, especially with the fiddly stuff. We've just got to do the signs now to finish that off, but that's a cosmetic thing. So, thanks very much for watching. If you liked it, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.